on. Welcome to another edition of Extra Time Unlocked la kwiGagasi FM igama uSamkelo the Sports Mchita and namhlanje hanging out with uSmith Umsomi intatheli esimkantshubomvu yebhola all the way from Independent Media. Welcome to Gagasi FM, Smith.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu Mdaba. Thank you for having me once again.
Our showcase. So I think this is a weird season for us in the fact that December isonto lokuqala la kuDecember imidlalo ye-league isiphelile effectively. I think today is the last game of imidlalo yeBetway Premiership. Uzizwa kanjani ngaleyo nto?
I mean, you can only feel sorry or sad for the fans essentially because, well, for me, the work doesn't really stop because as you said, there's the AFCON coming up. So for me, the work doesn't really stop, but you can only just feel sorry for the fans or who will actually or who would like to still watch their teams play.
Yeah. Ngibonile ukuthi kade kwi-game yamaZulu and Golden Arrows izolo. Just briefly, usithatha usibeke ukuthi how did you see that game? We saw uSuthu winning 1-0.
Yeah.
I think they've been the more consistent side if you look at bona ne Golden Arrows, which is why they climbed up to number 3 kwi-log match.
Yeah, no, I think before even looking at their general performance when it comes to the league, but in that particular fixture, they dominate. I don't think they've lost a game to Arrows in 5 games now. I think they've won 3 of them, drawn 2. So they have dominance over that particular fixture. But when you look at just their season, they made a lot of changes at the start of the season, brought in a lot of youngsters. Many people might have looked at the coach Atazwan and thought, we're not sure what you're going to do there. But essentially, he's found a way to blend both the experience that he had already had from the previous season, and yeah, man, you see the likes of Atsini Makokolo, you see Tebogo Mashiko, all seem to be cohesive and working towards whatever it is that Coach Atazwan is trying to do. And man, you can only just clap hands for them. And I mean, they are 3rd place on the log after that win. I mean, could change tonight, but you know, they are in contention for CAF spots at the halfway point of the season. So you can only just clap hands for uSuthu and Coach Atazwan essentially.
Yeah, and I know you touched on uSuthu manje, but we've got some other teams akhona like KZN. If you look at the likes of about Golden Arrows or Durban City, I mean, we're halfway into essentially a season ga 2025, 2026. We're halfway through sithatha le break manje for AFCON. But how would you assess ukuthi amateam like KZN asidlale kanjani so far?
Maybe let me just start by saying it's very rare that we find ourselves as KZN having not just 4 teams, because we did have Royal AM in the previous season, but to have 4 teams that don't seem in danger of being dragged down into a relegation dogfight at the halfway point
even
of the season. That is, yeah. So it's surprising that the lowest ranked team from KZN is Golden Arrows, considering what Coach Manqoba is doing there as well. They're playing some of the best football in the league. I think they're the joint highest scorers in the league alongside Sundowns. So that tells you what Coach Manqoba is trying to do there. But when you look at Arrows, obviously they brought in a lot of players as well. It's almost as if there was a trend. It's almost as if all KZN clubs spoke to move in one direction, which is bring in youngsters and local youngsters at that and give them opportunity. And it seems to be reaping the right rewards. So you look at Arrows, it depends on whether you're a glass half full or half empty kind of man. I'm a glass half full kind of man. And I think Arrows has done reasonably well for the first period of the season, first 14 games, and they're still within a huge shout to make that top 8 comfortably even. So I think you look at them, you're looking at a very positive start for them. You look at Richards Bay, that's the next team. I think they're 9th because Arrows is 10th right now. So Richards Bay, again, Coach Ronnie, Coach Papi Zotwana, the owner, Jomo, you look at him as well and you think they've found a way to blend, again, local youngsters, which normally top flight teams shy against, because it's a very, very, very tricky and risky place to go to when it comes to youngsters. But somehow Richards Bay again have blended players that we didn't, well, some people didn't even know because we watched them from the Kaba Cup, you know, but like other people don't even know these players, and we get to watch them now playing at the highest level, and it seems as if they belong there. So again, huge compliments to Richards Bay. You look at Durban City, surprise package. I mean, another person might say, but they just fired their coach.
Yeah,
but,
I was about to say, that's quite a weird one for me. For iTeam, it's under promote to manje, and njengoba kade benza kahle kanje manje, it's surprising to see the fact that sebe vele baxosha coach who has really lifted the club. You see the style of the brand of football like kade bedlala under coach Kevin Hunt. Mhlawumbe ngokwazi kwakho wena, besides the media statements that we saw, what really happened there? Because it's not, I don't think it's based on merits and indlela kade bedlala ngayo on the actual field of play and where they find themselves in the log.
No. So I definitely don't think it's results. You're a promoted team. A team that's been through a lot over the last 2 to 3 years with the Msunduzi whole thing. So now you find yourself in this position. You're back in the top flight with a lot of players that were tagged as NFD players. You bring in Coach Gavin with all of his experience, but it definitely wasn't results. From what we're hearing, we call them sources. Obviously, he had lost the boardroom because that's why he would be dismissed. But I think mainly from what we're hearing is the fact that things weren't all rosy. Things weren't as seamless as everyone else at the club made it seem. Well, in terms of how they played, in terms of the team spirit that they actually showed. And from what I'm hearing from, the players' side as well, they weren't that happy. Whether it was a tactical position that they were taking up, or rather just the way that man-to-man handling between them and Coach Gavin Hunt. I think there was something there as well, but I definitely don't think it was a results kind of thing.
And just Miss City move away from that. Sibheka now at the halfway mark. Njengoba we have Orlando Pirates currently leading the table with Sundowns playing namhlanje. It could be with Sundowns iyawuthatha number 1 and then it baqeda unyaka as the number 1 ranked team kuyona iBetway Premiership. How do you see that title race coming along? We see Orlando Pirates made a lot of signings this year, and they're really competitive because ileague yona ngempela into abayifunayo this season.
Sure. No. I mean, we've probably said this for the past 3 to 4 years now, that Pirates are probably the closest competitors or closest challengers to Sundowns and ending this dominance. I mean, it's been 8 straight years winning the league. This is unprecedented in South African football. But this season, and I know we say this every season, but this season, it seems as if Sundowns really, really has proper competition. And I think what Pirates have done well is just match Sundowns for everything that Sundowns have sort of used against every other team in the previous years. Pirates have qualified for the CAF Champions League consistently. Pirates have built, I think the biggest thing for Pirates is going to be the squad that they currently have. Pirates are somehow able to play a Betway Premiership game and have Usipho Mbule and have Oswin Apollos on the bench. Those are Bafana starters. So now it tells you about the kind of levels that they have in their team right now and the kind of players that they are able to start and bench. So I think that's going to be very huge. I could never predict the league at this point because I think it's going to be one of the most exciting that we've seen in probably the last 10 years. So I could never go a single direction because you can't rule out Mamelodi Sundowns.
You cannot.
Sundowns is Sundowns. Like we're to sing Azam and Joguti, but
And banayo leyo experience if it's when it comes to the league. They've won the league so many times. Bayazi, they know when to peak. It's really a challenge for umuntu ngempela ofuna ukuyiphuca eSundowns the league title. But speaking of iSundowns nePirates, iyona iqembu elinabadlali abaningi manje that have been selected for iLontuzi Bafana Bafana. Does that now show mhlambe a shift in terms of ukuthi ngempela uma sibuka indlela le qembu edlala ngayo to be rewarded esquadini with so many players and ahead of such a big tournament? What does that say to Orlando Pirates? I know Coach Abdeslam Wadu was actually giving praise to abadlali bakhe for doing as well as they've done ukuthi baze bayithole sekuyibona abanabadlali abaningi eqembini lesizwe.
I mean, number one, we can't ignore the fact that the reason Pirates players are in the Bafana Bafana setup is because they are performing consistently. But there's another element to this. And we spoke to Coach Manqoba about this after their game against Amazulu. He suggested, so these are his thoughts, and it made so much sense to me. He suggested that Pirates, during this period of good form, of just basically of this upturn in everything that they're actually trying to do in winning cups and sort of closing the gap on Sundowns, they are doing this with a lot of local players. And when you look at that Sundowns team and the type of players that they're bringing in, or they're starting 11, they lost Lucas Ribeiro last season, but they brought in Uriasino, they brought in Ununo Santos. So again, that may be a contributing factor to why maybe their number in the Bafana Bafana setup might not be as high. But I think it definitely signals a shift, maybe slight, but definitely signals a shift in terms of quality, in terms of performances in the Orlando Pirates ranks. And you can't ignore the fact that Sundowns don't really look like the same Sundowns.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's intended. Maybe they're trying to turn themselves into a CAF Champions League team because that's the one thing that they've been chasing for years. But I think there's definitely a shift, and I think Pirates are benefiting mostly from it.
Yeah. Sesikhulumile ngabadlali bePirates abaya kwi-squad, but if you just look at the overall squad, say Bafana Bafana esiya ukudlala kwi-AFCON, we know the last AFCON campaign senza kahle kakhulu. In fact, we surprised many countries ngendlela enhle iBafana Bafana yadlala ngayo, coming away with the bronze medal. Uma ubheka le squad esikhethiwe, I know there were a few players who were left out. Abantu abanembono ehlukile ngabo, the likes of Abo Ikram Reyners, Abo Lodge, even though coach has stated indaba Lodge isikhathi eside. But if you just look at the general squad, say Bafana Bafana heading into AFCON, amathuba ethu with the current squad esikhethile amkanjani to possibly go all the way with AFCON and win it?
Well, the finishing third in the last AFCON was certainly probably the perfect platform to build from, and Coach Hugo Bruce has done that tremendously well. The one thing about this Bafana Bafana team, it's not just the fact that they went to AFCON and perhaps became the surprise package by finishing third, but it's what they've done after as well. They've been able to play games, whether it's World Cup qualifiers, it's AFCON qualifiers, they've been able to go up against the best teams on the continent and still produce results. And that's how you show that you're back up there. Yes, history might not remember the run of results that you might get this year or over the past 3 years, but they will remember the trophy that you won in 2026, So I think we have a good chance, if I'm actually being honest, because when you look at the caliber of footballers that we have and the caliber of footballers that the so-called big nations actually have and how we've played against them. We've played your Cote d'Ivoires, who are the defending champions of AFCON. We've played them and we haven't looked out of place at any point in time. We've played Nigeria. They struggle to beat us now. We beat Morocco in the last AFCON. Those are the so-called big boys for the AFCON trophy. And if you tell me that Bafana Bafana are not one of those teams, I don't know what you're speaking about. So I'm definitely optimistic. And man, I find it very hard to believe that we don't have a good chance of reaching the final at least. When it comes to the squad, the game of football always harbors, or rather attracts, opinions anyway. That's just the nature of it. So even if Themba Zwane was in there, even if Ikram Reyners was in there, some would feel no, but Uzwane ubelimele nje. Umkhetha kanjani, you know? And how do you look at that squad and feel as if khona umuntu that's not supposed to be there? Because every single player in that 25-man squad deserves to be there. We've all seen them. Other people criticize Ulawa Foster. We watch him every week in the English Premier League. Foster is an important part in a Burnley team, you know, in one of the highest leagues in the world. So we know what he's essentially about. So, man, we will always have opinions. And maybe I start with Umshishi specifically because I was one of those people that felt as if even if he's not going to be a starter for every single game just because of how long he's been out, but you need a Mshishi somewhere lapana, you know, maybe not just for everything on the field, but for someone who's played the CAF Champions League, who was at the last AFCON, who's been a huge part of Itimka Hugo Bruce over the last 2 to 3 years as well. And he had to prove himself, remember? So that sort of mentality, that's the type of thing that you need going into a very, very difficult tournament away in Morocco, essentially.
Yeah, and just maybe finally, if you look at the AFCON now, izosiza kanjani in terms of amalungiselelo, because we know we've got the World Cup ngonyaka ozayo. I think the last time South Africa qualified for a World Cup khona abantu ababengakuzalwa asebebadala manje. So how important is the AFCON going to be in terms of preparing the squad for playing the World Cup? Because, you know, the level is just that much high when it comes to the World Cup.
No, man. I just think any competitive football that Bafana are able to attain between now and the World Cup will be very valuable. So, yes, the AFCON will probably be a huge contributor in terms of temperament, in terms of game management, physicality as well. So there are specific elements from the AFCON that we're going to be able to use at the World Cup. But I think if we're just able to secure, even after the AFCON, if we're able to get time and we're able to play friendlies, it needs to be against high-level competition. So I think AFCON will be a huge test of the mental more than the physical, because we're a talented nation. Maybe we've sort of forgotten that over the years because of how Bafana was doing. But when you look at the quality of players that we're able to produce in this country, we're essentially one of the most talented countries on the continent. You know, so for me, in terms of ability, I don't think it provides that much of a test because we're able to match the best teams on the continent easily. So I just think it's going to be a test on a lot of players in terms of mentality, because Hugo Bruce has a lot of young players there as well. You see Yorele, who hasn't played in AFCON. You have your Tylen Smith there. You have your Shandra Campbell there. So there's a lot of players that you're thinking, okay, if you get a chance here, you need to understand the surroundings. You need to understand big match temperament. If we get into an AFCON semi-final, can you trust Irele to come up with something special in the second half? You know, like those are the type of things that I'm going to be looking at from them, and I think the AFCON is probably the perfect tournament to provide that.
No, Sebonga kakhulu Smiso for your time, like Extra Time Unlocked, and we do wish Bafana all the best when it comes to AFCON.
Of course.
Angiyisaba ihappiness engaletho Bafana bethu kuthiwa engase iwine nje iloduze AFCON, and also just building up to a World Cup ngonyaka ozayo. So yeah, all the best to the boys, and nathi konke ngihamba kahle. Sebonga kakhulu for joining us right here with Extra Time.